What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Our Streamers Cheaters. Today we are not actually going to be speaking about a specific streamer. We are going to be talking about the difference between Aimbot and the natural in-game aim assist, which is built into Call of Duty Warzone for controller players on PC. And the difference between them is massive. It's not marginal, it is massive. And this should hopefully open your eyes to what's going on in front of you, okay? The difference between Aimbot and aim assist is massive. What you guys may think is aim assist could actually be light aimbot. And the reason we're going to be discussing this in detail today is actually to help you guys with a better understanding of the difference. And be sure, guys, if you do enjoy this video, to hit that thumbs up. Let's get this one to 5,000 likes. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at BadBoyBeeman. This is the best way for you guys to contact me about any streamers, no matter how big or small, if you believe they are cheating. Right, let's crack on with the video. Right, so guys, before we actually get started with the demonstrations about the difference between Aimbot and aim assist, I want to show you guys some of the cheat menus so that you understand how the settings actually work. So for the ESP settings on this cheat menu, you've got 2D box, bones, names, sight, show field of view, distance, visible, radar and crosshair. Okay, so what this does, I'll explain each one. The crosshair adds a crosshair to the center of the screen. The radar is actually just like the minimap, only it's a constant UAV, so it actually allows you to see where everybody is at all times. The visible section is to actually allow you to turn off all ESP settings. Once you turn them off, say for example somebody says show your monitor now, and you just click that off quickly and turn it round, your webcam's on your monitor and no one can see anything because it's all invisible, it's not on show. But then you put it back on, and that's how easy it is, one click of a button. You've got the distance, so it actually shows you the distance of the enemies, but not just the enemies as well. For example, if you have ESP settings to actually show you where things are, it will show you where other things are, not just people, such as loot crates, ground loot, money. It will actually show you vehicles incoming and how far they are as well. And there's a friendly section here as well, which will actually show you your player skeleton on your teammates, the player box on your teammates, teammate distance, what gun they've got and so on. Which brings us to these sections. You've got the 2D box. That box is simply a box around the enemies, and it will change colour based on whether they are visible to you or not. So for example, if one of them's in a building, you will be able to see a yellow box. As they peek out, it will turn red, because that means that you are able to shoot them. It's showing you when you can and can't shoot. So for example, if somebody's 300 meters away and you can't tell whether or not they're in or out of a building, the box changes colour to let you know. So whether or not you'd be able to see them in a standard game without using any cheats, you know the distance of them because it actually says below them. And then you know when you can and can't shoot at them as well. And that brings us to the show field of view. That is simple. Your aimbot field of view is a circle. Whether or not that's invisible or visible to you, basically any enemy who finds themselves within that circle, your aim should locate itself directly onto the enemy, whether or not you've set it up to head or chest scan or head scan and so on. So that's what the field of view is. But you can have it set so you have a circle showing on your screen to show you the exact field of view that you have. This will probably allow the user to know whether or not they can snap onto an enemy. The bones will show a sort of skeleton or a stickman sort of effect of your enemy. So it will show if they are running, walking, crouched, prone, anything like that. It will actually show what direction they are looking. It will be hard to tell if it's 2D, but you can actually get them set up for 3D as well. And you can actually get a 3D box also. The skeleton is a big choice for a lot of people, and they tend not to use the boxes, only the skeleton. But it does work in the same way as the box, where if they are in cover, it will be, say for example, yellow, but if they are showing where you can actually physically shoot them, it will turn red. Just as an example for colours, you can actually change all the colour settings. It's so advanced, doesn't matter what colour it is. Honestly, that's just an example. Playing aims, although it's not actually that bad, it can be terrible for streamers as well, legitimate streamers. Okay, say for example, I don't know, a big streamer is in a tournament, $50,000 on the line, and then you've got a group of absolute assholes who decide, you know what, I'm going to stream snipe this guy. And they will know exactly where this guy is. Whether or not they are chasing down everyone in the map doesn't matter. They could go directly to the streamer who they're trying to stream snipe because it will say their name. So if you ever come across a cheater, not only have they known your location and what weapon you've got and the distance and everything else, they know what your name is. So for me, if I was playing, you know, say my name on the game was Bad Boy Beeman, they would know that my name's Bad Boy Beeman and they could hunt me down until they actually kill me. So they won't get confused by player boxes, player skeletons or bones or anything like that, because they will know your name. It will say above or below. Something that's not actually showing on this, which is actually showing on other settings, which is actually available for other softwares, is that you can actually see the player health as an ESP option, which can come in extremely handy for the user, of course, because if they're going to push into a building, they can tell whether or not the enemy's got plates on, whether or not they've got full health, especially if they've just had an engagement with them prior. And it's just little things like that. Imagine having all of that extra knowledge in a close quarter engagement. When you're downstairs plating up, you can then tell the exact location, the distance, the exact position, what gun they've got out, and their health. Okay, so all of these things together are ridiculously overpowered. Okay, anyway, we're going to be talking about aim assist and aimbot more so today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus now on that. So you can see on this menu it's got aimbot key. Okay, so you can set that up for anything. It can be a key on your keyboard, it can be anything on your mouse. Obviously for controller you would have to set it up for your controller, so it could be any of the buttons on that. But also when using controller, you can still have it set up to any key on your keyboard, any key on your mouse, or anything of the sort. Even a foot pedal, which we have demonstrated in past videos as well. So foot pedals can actually be used to flick aimbot off and on. Pressure on the pedal causes aimbot to lock on. You take your foot off the pedal and it releases the lock-in effect. I'll be honest, when I found out about the foot pedal, it really did shock me. I knew about everything else. I knew you could keybind it to pretty much anything. But when someone got in touch with me about the foot pedal, my mind was blown. Until they demonstrated it to me and showed me how it works, I honestly didn't believe them. But yeah, I've seen it. I've got a video of it on my YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, I'll link it in the description below. But for now, let's carry on with these settings. The aimbot field of view is a massive part in this as well. Whether or not you believe it, there are different settings for the aimbot, and I'm about to go through them all with you. So the aimbot field of view is whether or not you will snap onto somebody who's all the way to the left of you or just someone who's right in front of you, okay? But there are definitely settings that will stop it from snapping at all, and we will talk our way through that as well. Simply this, 700 on the aim field of view here is very high. That will be literally almost the whole monitor that you're looking at, which means if you're pointing and shooting at someone right in front of you, once they are dead, it will snap onto the next nearest person who is visible, whether they be all the way to the left, all the way to the right, up, down, whatever, it will snap onto them. And that is how you will see people doing aimbot. That is what people see aimbot as. People will presume that if it is not snapping on in that manner, that it is not aimbot. Okay, so let me put it this way. 700 is the full screen. Now imagine setting that number, the aimbot field of view, to around 10, okay? So say that's around the size of a 5p piece. Now, if anybody comes close to that circle, it will snap onto them, and it will lock onto them. Whether you have it set to the head or the chest, it will lock on at that position. Having it lower is how you make it look more legitimate. But that's not everything, okay? Because it still snaps, it still locks. So having it snap and lock at the same time is not good, whether or not you've got 700 field of view or 5 field of view, okay? It does not matter. However, here are the settings that I would set up to make this look legitimate. You would have the aimbot field of view set to 1, okay? Even if you have that set to 0, if your aim goes onto an enemy's chest or head, depending on where your aimbot point is, it will stick to them. So that means, for example, if the player is running from right to left, and you aim your gun at them or just leave it in front of them until they run across it, okay, your aim will then stick with them throughout, yeah? But then that can still look too suspicious because it will stick perfectly to that exact location. So this is where the next setting comes in, smooth rate. Now smooth rate is simple. You don't want it to snap too fast. You don't want it to lock on in a perfect position constantly, especially if you are a streamer. And the reason for that is because if you are hitting every single shot in the head, in the perfect exact position of the head every single time, people are going to know something's up. Same for the chest, especially if there's a headshot opportunity and you're locking onto the chest every time, people are going to know that something is up. Your viewers are going to be asking questions, okay? The higher a smooth rate is, or smoothness settings, depending on the software, they do have different names, but on this one, smooth rate, if you have that higher, that means that your aim will look smoother, and that can actually slow your aimbot down, which means if a player is running across or they run too fast or they're falling too fast from the sky, your aim will not lock on. However, it will chase the enemy. So it will follow the enemy until you can correct it yourself. So it will act as a strong aim assist until your aim is on them and they are still enough and not moving too much, and then you can shoot to kill. And it will lock onto the position if they are stood still, but it will look a hell of a lot more natural than someone running a 1 smoothness rate with 700 field of view with headshots only. You know, the settings you can see on this now are set up for rage hacking. Okay, and that is someone who will lock onto people all over the place. And just so you are aware, you don't have to be aiming down sight to lock on. Most people will have aimbot set up to either the aim down sight key or the shoot key, okay? Whether that be on controller or keyboard and mouse, they'll have it set up to that. And the reason for that is to make it a hell of a lot easier for them. Basically, they're being lazy. So for example, so if I aim down sight at you, but my aimbot key is, say, I don't know, H on the keyboard, then all I've got to do is aim down sight, press H on the keyboard, and then it will lock onto you, okay? So there's no official snap. I aim down sight, correct my aim so it's aiming at you, then lock on by pressing H, for example. A lot of people do this and use a high field of view, and they're able to actually aim, but they just want their aim to carry on sticking to the enemy until they are dead. So that's why they set it up that way, with a high field of view and a low smoothness. But these types of people are actually genuinely good players as well. However, controller players, different. It's a different ball game than keyboard and mouse, because you can't do all the flicking and everything. The movements on keyboard and mouse, if you watch a keyboard and mouse player, you can see the difference. They're doing full 180 flicks and so on. Everything about that is just a hell of a lot more advanced in the speed and movement compared to controller. So everything I've told you so far about the smooth rate, the aimbot field of view, the aimbot points, all of those settings are perfect for somebody who's trying to aimbot with controller. That smooth rate setting is exactly what makes people believe that they are watching someone use a strong aim assist. Aim assist in Warzone is broken. Aim assist in Warzone is overpowered on PC. It's not. It's not. Okay? It's really not. What we're going to do anyway, guys, I hope that wasn't too long-winded for you. We are going to demonstrate now exactly what aim assist in Warzone looks like using controller on PC. With no Cronus device, no strike pack, nothing, no scuff, so I've got no added paddles. It's just a standard controller, knock-on controller, wired, no paddles on the back there, yeah? So we are going to be using that controller on Warzone. I'm going to jump into the custom game where you can practice for the Battle Royale, and I'm going to demonstrate against bots to make it a hell of a lot easier to show you guys what aim assist actually looks like. And then what we'll do after I've demonstrated that, we will compare it to some footage that we've got as well. Okay, let's go. This was an idea that I got from JGOD's video, by the way, where he tries to line that dot up with enemies as he's floating in, okay? And even crossing over an enemy with your crosshair, it doesn't stick to them whatsoever, okay? There's no stick, there's not even a slowdown based on the distance, okay? So if the enemy's too far away, it won't even really slow your crosshair down as it goes past them, at least not in a noticeable manner, not to the point where it would lock or snap. Obviously, I'm only able to use floor loop guns. What I'm about to show you is a clear demonstration of the crosshairs and how they work with aim assist activated, okay? I shot him there because he started shooting me, but you can see that the aim assist doesn't really slow the crosshairs down, and that was quite close with a sniper as well. So you'd expect it to be a lot slower, or to at least stick to a certain position. I was strafing side to side, and it still didn't stick to the enemy. This is built-in aim assist on the game, Warzone, using controller, and there was just absolutely no slowdown whatsoever on that crosshair. We're going to do another demonstration with the sniper now. This guy's literally crouched. It's slightly slowing down. I'm a little bit closer to this enemy at this point, so yeah, took the shot anyway. It was slowing down slightly, but not enough to say that it was sticking or locking, okay? Again, this is built-in aim assist on Warzone. Throughout this gameplay, I was trying to find an FFAR. Obviously, that's the most common gun being used by all of these streamers at the moment, so it would give the better sort of understanding of what the aim assist does look like with that gun. Although it will only be ground loot, you will see a clear demonstration of the aim assist in use, which is built into the game, okay? Even in that situation, I had to turn around to shoot the enemy and there was no lock. It sort of shot him in the shoulder. It was a quick turn and shoot situation, so obviously I had no time to really control the recoil and control the aim, but you could still see that it was not locking onto the center mass, it was not locking onto the head. The enemy was standing still as well. So that was, again, built-in aim assist in use. See again here, FFAR, very small slowdown, until I started shooting the enemy, but there was only a very small slowdown. Even when I was shooting, I was still strafing side to side, and the shots were not centered at all. They were not hitting center mass. I actually hit him in the legs intentionally so that it shows that it doesn't bounce up to center mass. There's no lock towards head or center mass. Again here, shot him while I was strafing, and again, there was no locking mechanism whatsoever. So I think you're kind of getting the gist now. We've seen it happening with a sniper, FFAR, and now the MP7 as well. We've got the FFAR here again. See, strafing, aiming at the legs. Yeah, I moved it up slightly towards the chest, but still, it was not shooting in the exact same place. It was not really slowing down because of the distance between myself and the enemy. So you could clearly see there that there's no lock, there's no stickiness, there's no real aim assist like what you are seeing when you're watching these streamers. Which begs the question, how come their aim assist seems a hell of a lot stronger? How are they configuring it in-game? Are they? Or are they using a Cronus Max, a Cronus Zen? Or even worse, a third-party software known as Aimbot? And honestly, this is what you got to start asking yourselves. You can watch top-level streamers who have like a 4 or 5 KD, and throughout their gameplay, you will notice that their hit registration is not center mass all the time. It's not headshot all the time. And it certainly isn't like headshot scan where it moves up and down the center part of the body. It will never hit the same place. You can see there, I was up close and personal with that enemy then. And even in that situation, it did not lock on. Very close to him, it did not lock on. You see this enemy now, watch this. Shot him in the legs. I aimed for the legs intentionally in that situation to show you guys that if you are aiming at the legs, it does not move up automatically, okay? I wasn't even controlling the recoil in that position either, and it still continued to shoot the legs. It did not jump up on its own. Although we are talking about the FFAR here, there is still a little bit of recoil. Okay, even in that situation, I strafed side to side, and when I strafed to the left, it actually pulled my aim off the enemy. So even with aim assist active, it pulled the aim away from the enemy. And again there, I tried strafing left to right as well, whilst moving the aim as well to show you that it doesn't lock on. So I'm spraying side to side, and it's not locking on whatsoever. You may get a very, very minute slowdown situation with the aim assist. However, it does not just correct itself. It only slows down to allow you a little bit of an easier time when you are shooting at an enemy. Aim assist does not lock on. It does not actually. See here? No lock on, no slowdown, okay? Aim assist only works until you start shooting at the enemy as well. So there's some clear examples of how aim assist works in Call of Duty Warzone. Although that was against bots, it gave me a little bit more time in every gunfight to actually demonstrate to you how aim assist doesn't work, as well as how it does work. So we'll concentrate on that now and how it is working in the game. And the reason for that is because I'm going to go through a couple of clips now and show you some different streamers. I'm not going to name who they are in the footage. It'll be zoomed in slightly so we can't see who it is, as well as their name and so on, but you will see their aim assist being a hell of a lot stronger than what we've just witnessed in this footage, okay? Let's go. Just for the record, guys, these are the settings I have. Horizontal stick sensitivity on 8. Vertical stick sensitivity on 8. Aim response curve type, I've got it on linear, and aim assist is on precision. There's not much difference between standard, linear, and dynamic, by the way, okay? And so on with the aim assist. Let's take a look through some of the videos that we've already uploaded and see the difference between these guys' aim compared to what we've just seen in the video before. Guys, there's clear difference in what we've just seen in them last couple of clips, which I've taken from some of these videos here, and what actually happens in game when you use the standard built-in aim assist that Warzone has for controller on PC. Plenty of videos actually demonstrating a hell of a lot more stickiness in the aim throughout all of these videos, most of these videos anyway. So what we've done throughout this video is step one, we covered all the settings that actually come with the cheat softwares and explain them in as much detail as possible. Step two, we demonstrated what Warzone aim assist looks like with controller on PC. Just the standard built-in aim assist on Warzone. Step three, we've shown you guys a compilation of some of the clips taken from these videos here. And you can see the clear difference. If you guys want to now go back and watch any of these videos whatsoever, feel free and compare them to what you've seen me demonstrate as standard aim assist, okay? And then maybe you might change your mind, maybe you won't, who knows? But there are plenty of videos on my channel that clearly demonstrate what appears to be more than built-in aim assist for Warzone. I hope this has opened your eyes, because you can see now the difference between the aim assist that's built into Call of Duty Warzone when using controller on PC, compared to everything that you're seeing when you are watching a streamer. Any sort of aim assist that seems to be more than what you have seen in this video is clearly something helping. There is something there assisting the aim. You know, whether that be a Cronus Max, Cronus Zen, Strike Pack, or a third-party software downloaded to the PC and injected into the game to actually give some sort of light aimbot or full-blown aimbot. The difference is massive, not marginal, it is massive. And I hope this has opened your eyes, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Let's try and get this one to 5,000 likes. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think of the video. I hope it was educational. Did you learn anything from this video? Let me know down below. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. If you want to support the channel further, hit that blue join button today and become a member of the Triple B fam. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at BadBoyBeam. This is the best way for you guys to contact me about any streamers, no matter how big or small, if you believe they are cheating. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!